Thanks for joining us. I'm Shahida Arifin and you're watching News at 10. Our headlines tonight. PM will not delay general election. No more subsidy for chicken breeders from 1st July. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob gave assurance that he will not delay dissolution of Parliament by even a second if Barisan Nasional BN is up for it. The Premier added that he was agreed to discuss with BN leaders before deciding the date for the 15th general election.
Apabila kita sudah bersiap siaga, saya tidak akan melewatkan walau sesaat pun seperti yang telah dipersetujui. Seperti yang telah dipersetujui oleh Perhimpunan Agung UMNO bahawa saya akan berbincang dengan top 5 di dalam UMNO, akan berbincang di dalam mesyuarat majlis tertinggi, dan hari ini saya setuju kita akan bincang dengan kepimpinan Barisan Nasional di dalam mesyuarat.
He said this during his speech during Barisan Nasional Convention held in conjunction with the BN's 48th anniversary celebration. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri, who is also UMNO Vice President, expressed his appreciation to the leadership of UMNO and the BN component parties for supporting him as the Prime Minister since 21st August last year. He also thanked the leadership of all component parties for naming him as Prime Minister candidate for G15. On a separate note, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri outlined 3 proposals to Barisan Nasional BN as preparation ahead of the 15th general election. One of them is for BN to continue with its effort for Malaysia to achieve a First World War culture.
Pemimpin dan Barisan Nasional yang setia bukanlah yang ada ketika senang saja, namun tetap setia walaupun di lambung badai setinggi mana. Kita mengucapkan terima kasih dan tanya kepada NCA, MIC, PBRS dan rakan-rakan BN kita yang tidak meninggalkan Barisan Nasional walaupun kita kalah dalam Saya kira yang berada dalam Dewan ini sudah teruji kesetiaan. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan telah teruji kesetiaan. Seinci pun tidak berganjak dari parti walaupun berdepan dengan tuntutan, tekanan, ancaman maupun tawaran yang menggiurkan.
Another proposal is to exhaust all avenues to win the people's heart, while the final proposal is for BN to formulate a winning strategy to emerge victorious in GE15. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister revealed that the government will no longer provide subsidy to chicken breeders starting 1st of July. He said the money instead would be used to help the needy, especially those in the B40 group, in the form of financial assistance that will be channeled to them directly. Explaining further, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said this measure is aimed at ensuring the people are not burdened by the hike in chicken prices. He said previously the government had provided subsidy to breeders so that the price of chicken would remain stable at RM8.90 per kilogram, as it could reach RM12 per kilogram if the price was allowed to float.
Dan kerajaan berbelanja sebanyak RM720 juta untuk membagikan harga yang tidak dinaikkan. Walau bagaimanapun ramai di kalangan penternak tidak menuntut bayaran subsidi yang dikeluarkan. Berbagai isu dibangkitkan. Oleh itu, Mulai 1 Julai nanti. Melalui 1 Julai nanti, kita tidak lagi akan memberikan subsidi kepada peternak, tetapi jumlah yang kita berikan subsidi tersebut kita akan beri direct kepada rakyat.
However, the Premier said the details of the financial assistance would be announced by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry soon. The Malaysian Competition Commission, MyCC, is in the final stage of completing its investigation into the alleged existence of a cartel that controls the price and production of chicken supplies in the country. Deputy Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Rosol Wahid, said several witnesses among breeders and integrators were also called to assist in the investigation. Elaborating further on the matter, Datuk Rosol said thus far the MyCC is investigating the cartel's involvement in controlling the price of chicken, and a full report is expected to be tabled this month. He further said whether the allegations about the cartel are true or otherwise will be based on the findings. The MyCC had set up a special team in early February to investigate allegations of anti-competitive conduct, including anti-competitive agreements or abuse of dominant positions in the market that could cause an increase in prices of goods in the market. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah said the transformation of the Royal Malaysian Air Force RMAF and its development must go hand in hand in forming a credible air force of the future. His Majesty said the role of the RMAF as the main pillar in defending the country's space was likened to a shield that protects the people and the country's prosperity. Sultan Abdullah said to develop the capability of air power as a shield that continues to be strong to protect the homeland at all times, it requires the formation of high-capacity airmen, adding that it also demands the development of equipment capabilities in line with current technology.
Berkembang mengikut peredaran zaman, upaya pertahanan udara perlu juga melalui transformasi secara menyeluruh dan holistik selari dengan perkembangan teknologi ketenteraan semasa.
Speaking at the RMAF 64th anniversary parade at the Subang Air Base today, His Majesty said the application of the latest technology is not only limited to the enhancement of aircraft capabilities, but it should also include the enhancement of engineering, logistics, training and airspace management. The King said all these are to support the country's comprehensive defence and strengthen credible partnerships at the regional and international level. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob expressed hope that the Royal Malaysian Air Force RMAF would continue to be an air power that is held in high esteem, respected and resilient in protecting the national borders. In a Facebook post, the Premier wished the RMAF a happy 64th anniversary, saying that the Air Force has the power to protect the country's sovereignty with members that are willing to sacrifice their own lives for keluarga Malaysia. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri described the work and sacrifices done by the RMAF as very huge, including its veteran members that have contributed a lot of efforts to ensure security of the country. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Azizah Aminah Baimunah Iskandariah today conveyed Gawai Day greetings to all who celebrate it in Sarawak. Their Majesties, in a post on the Istana Negara official Facebook account, expressed hope that the Gawai Day celebration will continue to foster interracial harmony and strengthen unity in Malaysia. The King and Queen also hope that the festival will bring prosperity, well-being and peace and happiness to all who celebrate it. In the same post, Their Majesties also wish Gayu Guru Gerai Nyamai. The Gawai Day celebration marks the beginning of a new paddy planting season. Coming up next, rise in inflation due to food fuel prices increase. Malaysia's inflation increased by 2.5%, driven by the rising food and fuel prices in 2021. Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said 184 food items of the overall 552 items in the Consumer Price Index CPI basket recorded an increase. Datuk Seri Muhammad Uzair, in a statement following the release of the analysis of annual CPI 2021 report, said the increase was also higher as compared with 0.7% recorded during the pre-pandemic year of 2019. He said overall, the 2.5% increase was contributed by the index of transport with 11%, food and beverages with 1.7%, furnishings, household equipments and routine household maintenance with 1.6%, and housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels with 1.5%, which contributed 72% to the total CPI weight. Additionally, he said the discontinuation of the monthly electricity bill discounts given to domestic consumers under the National People's Wellbeing and Economic Recovery Package Pemulih, which was implemented for 3 months and ended in September 2021, also exert upward pressure on the national inflation for 2021. All states registered increases in inflation, with 7 states showed an increase above the national inflation level of 2.5%. The highest increase was recorded by Terengganu with 3.4%. Koperasi Sahabat Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia Berhad, Co-op Sahabat, expects to declare a dividend of more than 7.5% for the financial year ended 31st December 2021. Chairman Muhammad Najib Muhammad Noor said Co-op Sahabat, which was recognised as one of Malaysia's top 5 cooperatives last year and in 2020 by the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia, would announce the dividend distribution after its annual general meeting on 16 June.
Kita akan adakan mesyuarat agung perkhidmatan tahunan pada beberapa minggu akan datang ni. Jadi secara ofisialnya kita akan umumkan pada majlis tersebutlah, pada perkhidmatan agung tu. Tapi saya dapat memberi jaminan ini lebih daripada apa yang kita umumkan pada tahun lepas.
Co-op Sahabat declared a dividend of 7.5% involving a total distribution of 3.9 million ringgit to its 235,645 members for the financial year ended 31st December 2020. Speaking today, Muhammad Najib also said the cooperative expects to double its membership from over 250,000 at present, when the remaining Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia entrepreneurs are registered with it by year-end. An illegal Bitcoin mining syndicate in Sepang has caused a loss of over 700,000 ringgit to Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB in just 6 months. A raid by TNB and other enforcement agencies on several premises in Kota Warisan managed to uncover the criminal activity. Deputy Director of Planning and Enforcement Coordination for Energy Commission, Ahmad Tamzin Muhammad Nordin, said the raid was conducted following reports logged by several residents in the area who have been experiencing frequent electric supply disruptions.
Kegiatan ini kami telah intip beberapa lama dan pada hari ini kami mengambil tindakan di 4 operasi, di 4 premis, dan di mana kami mendapati 3 premis ada melakukan kecurian elektrik dan 1 premis masih di dalam proses untuk akses masuk.
The raid was a joint operation between TNB, Police, Sepang City Council, National Water Services Commission, SPANT, and Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. A contract worker was ordered to be sent to the gallows to be hanged to death by the Muar High Court today after he was found guilty of trafficking 183.14 grams of methamphetamine 4 years ago. Judge Dato' Abu Bakar Qatar handed out the sentence on Lu Yung Heng, 44, after finding that the defence had failed to raise reasonable doubts against the prosecution's case at the end of the defence case. Lu was charged with trafficking the drug at a house in Jalan Bukit Kontang, Tangkak, Johor at 10:30 a.m. on 13 February 2018. The charge frame under Section 39B, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 provides a death penalty upon conviction. Lu was also found guilty under Section 12, Subsection 2 of the same law on 5 counts of possession of various types of dangerous drugs at the same location, time and date. The offence provides a maximum fine of 100,000 ringgit or imprisonment for up to 5 years or both if found guilty. The court sentenced him to 2 years in prison on each charge to be served concurrently from the date of sentencing. The prosecution was conducted by Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Azfar Mahmud, while Lu was represented by lawyer Lim Chon Sin. The Muar High Court today ordered the extortion trial involving Abdul Hamid, or notoriously known as Long Tiger, to continue at the Tangkak Magistrates Court beginning this Sunday. It also set aside the decision made by Tangkak Magistrates Court on 17 May, which granted a discharge not amounting to an acquittal DNAA to Abdul Hamid, 33, from the extortion charge following the untimely death of the prosecution's witness, Luqman Hakim Osman, in the middle of the trial. Muar High Court Judge Dato' Abu Bakar Kata said although the prosecution witness had died, the trial should continue by calling other prosecution witnesses. He added that the court found that the Tangkak Magistrates Court had erred in granting the DNAA on the grounds that Luqman Hakim died in March when the defence team had not finished cross-examining the team. Abdul Hamid was charged with extortion by intimidating Luqman Hakim in order to force the latest wife to drop a police report on a case against him. He was also charged with intimidation under Section 506 of the Penal Code, wrongful confinement under Section 342 of the same Act, and Section 376 subsection 1 of the same Act for rape. An Indonesian man was arrested in Tanah Merah, Kelantan yesterday for allegedly raping his 14-year-old daughter. The 39-year-old man was arrested at Hospital Tanah Merah's emergency ward following a police report lodged by the victim and her school. Kelantan Acting Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said at about 2 a.m. on Tuesday, the victim was sleeping in her bedroom when the suspect barged in and undressed her before raping the victim. The matter was found out when she revealed it to her school's counselling teacher yesterday morning. Datuk Muhammad Zaki said the victim was later sent to Hospital Tanah Merah for medical checkup and treatments. The checkup revealed traces of old wound on the victim's genitalia. She claimed that her father had been raping her since she was 11. During interrogation, the suspect admitted that he has raped his daughter 3 times. The case was being investigated under Section 376B of Penal Code, and the suspect has been remanded for 7 days, starting today, to facilitate investigations. Alright, so that's it from us this evening. In our top story, PM will not delay general election. Join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Thank you for watching.